So this is meant to kind of be like an informal type of video. This setup took me far too long to put together. I want it to look nice, sue me. If you're new here, I'm John. I am a filmmaker, photographer, musician, and most recently a business owner. I started my business, Neutral Media Co., and I got a lot of things that I'm working on, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to share it with you guys. But I wanted to talk on a specific subject. Obviously, if you've seen the title, you know what the subject is. Why I think practicing, taking a step back is a very pivotal part of the creative process, especially in this day and age where we're so incentivized to put out so much so fast in whatever format the algorithm deems pleasing enough for the consumer. Point aside, I wanted to make this video to tell you a little bit about how I have decided to take a step back in 2025 and focus primarily on the practice of it all, the mastering of my craft, allowing myself to let things breathe, and why I think that that is an important thing that all creatives should definitely prioritize, especially if they want to mitigate things like burnout, the loss of passion for their craft, and simply just to get better at what it is that you or I do, whether that be filmmaking, music, or whatever it is. There's far more to be had from slow growth than rapid quantity exporting. But really all I can do is kind of let you know why I decided specifically I wanted to do this past year. It's why you haven't seen me post too much in 2025. It's because I've been really working on a lot of different things, and because of that, I wanted to prioritize my time management rather than just getting things out. I want these things that I'm releasing this year to be quality. I want them to be a step above where I've been previously, and that's important to me. And that might not be important to you. You might just want to get started and get something uploaded, which is perfectly okay. But for me personally, I wanted to make sure that I was really putting in the effort and doing everything that I can in my power to make what I want to bring to fruition, to share with you guys, is an improvement over what I have done in the past. Because if we're not improving, then what are we doing? That on top of the fact that the pressure to just post all day, every day, with reels and be in people's faces, it's there because obviously that's the route that these algorithms push us in. The more eyes, the more chances of whatever you're doing popping off, the more chances of virality. We're having to do things like show our bodies, or we're having to do things like be really loud and in your face and make snappy, quick cut edits. And not only that, but you have to do that every day, every hour, week upon week upon week. And that's what people would have you believe, because that's what most people are doing nowadays. They're following the trend. And I understand why most people feel like they have to do that. I've made my fair share of short form content. At the end of the day, what it's really about is why we do what we do. And why we do what we do isn't to become a factory of individuals who just churn out repetitive, regurgitated, reused sound effects, just a bunch of blah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You get it. When I really decided I wasn't gonna play the algorithm game for a whole year, I really was able to work on a lot of different things. Like my biggest project I just put out was my physical media project. When I decided to really focus on that, I found other avenues that I was wanting to explore. I started a whole new channel with my gaming, with my movies, with my music, and I wouldn't have explored that avenue if I had just been trying to play the algorithm game all year and I was just trying to grind for money. Those were some of the best videos that I personally enjoyed making over the entire year. I say that to say that when you decide to take a step back and really practice and really focus in on one individual thing at a time and your skill set, rather than what everybody else is doing, you find this state of flow, and it's not something that necessarily gets shown off. It's not something that is real friendly or cinematic, but it's something that's real within you, within your studio, within your home, your laptop, your camera, your paintbrushes. When you're not focused on being performative, when you're not focused on trying to adhere to your audience and do things, and you're really just focused on what it is you want to make, you really, really find something that I think can carry you further. And another thing is that at the end of the day, we love doing what we do because it's fulfilling. Making the art we love and sharing it with friends and family and audiences, that is a feeling that is unmatched. However, we also want to make money, and I'm no stranger to that. I am sure you're no stranger to that. And if we could make money with our art, that is the ideal world for the majority of us. And when you're a creative entrepreneur, the phone isn't always going to ring. And when it doesn't, a lot of people decide that it's just not worth it to go out and practice their craft for free, because why am I doing it if I'm not getting paid to do it? That's the rationalization. That's a rationalization and an excuse that I've done in the past. The point of going out and filming something or taking photos or making music is to hone your skills, so that way when the phone does ring, you have a skill set you can then bring to the table for your client or for the company, whatever opportunity arises. That's why it's important to keep your skills sharp. You have to practice lighting. You have to practice audio. You have to practice the things you say you want to do, because at the end of the day, no one is going to give you that skill set. No one is going to give you the opportunities. No one is going to give you things that you say you want. You have to create the opportunity. At the end of the day, that's what we are. We're creators. We're artists. We make things from scratch. And that is not an overnight thing. That is not I bought the Sony FX3 and instantly I'm the best there is. That's not how it works. You have to practice. I have to practice. It's an ongoing thing. One of my favorite quotes, I don't know who said it, but it's on my Notion template. I read it all the time. The dust comes, what does it say? Hold on. Repetition. Training is like sweeping the floor. Just because we've done it once doesn't mean the floor is clean forever. Every day the dust comes back. Every day we must sweep. It's the truth. If you think that there's a one-stop shop camera you can buy, if you think there's one course you could listen to, one podcast you can put on that is going to solve the problem of stagnation and the problem of not being motivated, not being where you want to be as an artist, as an entrepreneur, then you're wrong. What you really need to be doing is doing it. Simple. You just need to be doing it. Whether someone's paying you to do it or whether it's an idea you have, do it. Just do it. And obviously I'm getting into Shia LaBeouf territory here, but you get what I'm saying. What I hope for you and what I hope for me is that you can understand that motivation, especially in the new year, doesn't always stay. It rarely does. Take the motivation, use it as a propelling platform into discipline, and then just keep at it. Keep after the exercise, keep after the art, keep after your goals, because at the end of the day, no one's gonna do it but you. So like and subscribe. If you like this stuff, tap in, let me know. I'll link my other channels somewhere around here. Yeah, see you guys.